Hello and welcome to the Cozy Arts. I am Cozy and welcome to my bathroom. Ignore this. We just never got around. Ignore everything that's icky because it's an old house with an old bathroom and we had some really ugly 80s lights here and these are much better, but this is not. So eventually. Happy Halloween! I didn't really get to celebrate Halloween as a kid because it was the devil's holiday, and I haven't really gotten to celebrate it much as an adult because I've been homebound for a good chunk of it. But the Discord that I mostly hang out in, the Artsy Mad Women Discord, we're doing a Halloween costume contest, which I'm not really interested in winning. I'm just really excited to be able to participate. So I was thinking, what do I want to be? And I decided that I'm going to be Moonshine Cybin from Naddpod. The first campaign. Moonshine is a crick elf, and she is known for having a giant rack that is barely contained by her overalls. And I happen to have a giant rack and overalls. So if you're gonna play an elf, you have to have elf ears. I have multiple chemical sensitivity, which means I can't do spirit glue to keep elf ears on my ears. So instead, I found these. I found these wire elf ears from Etsy. I will link the shop below. I think it's Odin's Eye, but it's been a long time. I don't remember, so we'll link it below. But we got these ears, and they're really pretty, and I am tempted to learn how to do this sort of thing myself. So they just hang on the ear. They're just a little ear decoration. Oh no! But you have to actually get it over the ear. But I'm sure you already seen the other problem is that oh no, I didn't mean to bump you. Now, of course, the other problem is that my hair is kind of in the way. But Moonshine is a druid, but she's a very fungally druid. I'm not sure if it's canon that she has mushrooms growing in her hair, but a lot of the fan art has it, and yes. First craft of the day, I made a bunch of hair things. I have these combs that are meant to be really mossy. We can use that to hold up some of my hair. I believe Moonshine has, maybe she has braids. I don't know. Basically, I don't think I look anything like Moonshine, apart from, overalls and tits, but, and she's also much younger than I am, and I can't really wear makeup, but, fan art it's valid, so we'll stick, oh no. I may have put too much moss in here, so we'll come back to this. We also have these mushroom guys that I think will, oh no! Yeah, we'll come back to ears. I don't do a lot of hair stuff, so I'm not quite sure. Do I know what I'm doing? We'll see. And this one is the first little one of these that I did, and so it's just really small, so I'm not sure. It might work okay because it's gonna just get lost in the hair. Ooh, yeah, we kind of like that. Okay, so we have the kind of mushrooms that sort of grow at an angle. And then this one might work a little bit better because I think I might have left a little more space. So we'll add some moss, even though it's going to mess with my green screen. That's fine. Because it is what it is. Oh no, the moss is falling, guys. The moss is falling. Maybe we put the moss above moss and mushrooms. Now for the fun part. I've got all these little mushrooms. I'm really excited to put the mushrooms in. Okay, no, we gotta. These little mushrooms, they were really fun to make. I got little bases of the hair things from Michael, of Michael's fame. And then just cut out some felt and used some embroidery thread and sewed it up. Oh, cute. I never do my hair anymore, so I forget what it's capable of, Oh no. Oh no. Well, we'll just let it be chaos. Is this looking ridiculous yet? Yeah, it stands for Not Another D&D Podcast, and it is a D&D podcast. They sometimes do other systems, but it has a lot of people that you would recognize either from Dimension 20 or from College Humor Days. And Drawfee, because there's Caldwell Tanner of Drawfee fame, and Jake Hurwitz from Jake and Amir, and then we have Brian Murphy and Emily Axford from Dimension 20. And Brian Murphy is usually the DM, and he does a great job, and it's a real good podcast. I recommend it. Is it too silly? It's a little bit too silly. Okay, I think I need a shorter one on the very top because it's just very... I have antennas, and my antennas are mushrooms. Okay. I should have paid more attention to where I sewed this on so that I didn't have all the seams in the front. But that's alright. The other thing that I really wanted to accomplish for this picture is I really wanted to be like very muscle mommy. Although, like, I don't think that Moonshine ever talks about having muscles. It's just, it was a personal goal, but a lot of stuff came up, so that didn't really happen for this one. I think this is silly, and I think I like it. I'll put the ears back on. Shoot. Like that. I'm an elf. Oh man. I would have been such a cosplay nerd if things had shaken out a little bit differently. Okay, well, we have ears, and we have ears and so many mushrooms. Oh, it's just such a... I mean, I'm not planning on turning around for the picture, so it'll be okay that it's all sort of clumped at the top of my head, but it is a little bit silly. I think I was thinking that my curls would be a little more uncontained, and I'd just be like out here in the curls. But then the first thing I did was I went and I contained my curls. Okay, alright. And then the other thing that I have that Moonshine also has is a little possum. This is Papa the possum. He is a long boy. I love him upside down. He's so cute upside down. This is Papa. He's got a little wire in his tail, so the tail is a little bit moldable and covered in threads. But I crocheted Papa, and I thought about making a pattern, but I looked online and there were lots of good possum patterns already, so I did not. But I also made it up as I went, so like this is not ideal, but since I wasn't like making a pattern to sell the pattern, whatever, we roll. Over the eyeballs, possums have like that little bit of almost like eyeshadow, and originally this was kind of a weird clump. I didn't get it right. But what I really wanted it to be was I wanted to have the shape of like a Russian tail. And if you don't know what a Russian tail is, I'm going to send you back to Computer Cherish. Hi, I'm Computer Cherish, and I'm here to talk to you about election integrity, I guess. I'm not a statistician. I am not here to do a deep dive with you, but if you're interested, go to Election Truth Alliance, do the deep dive there with people who actually understand statistics, unlike me, who's learning. This is really important that we are verifying our votes. We have the ability to do hand counts to double check the voting machines versus what was on the paper ballots, because irregularities happened. And this is not the same thing as like the election deniers of 2020, where they had a lot of theories and they had a lot of recounts, but they didn't find any evidence of malfeasance. Here we have evidence. We just don't have the recounts to prove it. Go to Election Truth Alliance. They have a YouTube, they have a website, and if you really feel, if you really get the urge and you have the money, you can send some money their way, because they're going to need it for legal proceedings to try to push for recounts. But Russian tail. Okay, let's have a look here at a scatter plot of votes. This is saying like 10% of the vote comes in, it's scattered amongst these candidates. 50% of the vote comes in, it's scattered amongst these candidates. 100% of the votes comes in, it's scattered amongst these candidates. And they kind of average out, they kind of stay in a cluster where like the first 10 people at the beginning of the day and the first 10 people at the end of the day looks like they're kind of having the same voting patterns. They're not all voting for the same person, but like 7 out of 10 dentists are voting. You know, it averages out. It looks like a circle, just a little circle. We expect it to look something like that. And you see in Switzerland, they have nice, beautiful scatter points, what we'd expect. And then we move up. Uganda, we can see that it starts to have a little tail. It starts to be a little bit sus. As the vote count increases, we are seeing more and more of those votes go into one specific direction. This can be indicative, I believe. I could be wrong. Do your own research, but do good research. Make sure that your sources are presenting you with good, repeatable, findable data. This could be indicative of vote switching or vote stuffing. As the 7 out of 10 dentists are coming in, maybe 3 of those dentists are having their votes switched without their knowledge and without their consent. Or maybe some algorithm is fluffing it out a little bit. They're pumping in some extra votes. It only takes a line of code. Isn't that what Elon Musk said? And didn't Donald Trump say that Elon knows computers and we won Pennsylvania? Suspicious things like that. And when they were having their little cat fight, didn't Elon say he's the reason why Trump won and why he has a majority in the Congress? Anyway, Russian tail. So we see that this line is starting to spread. It's like if your bird poops on your windshield and you turn on the windshield wiper, you get a smear. We're starting to see things smeared across the windshield of our democracy. Russian tail, it's called Russian tail for a reason, because we see this in Russia where they maybe don't have the most fair and free elections. This is what we see in other countries that is suspicious. This is what we've seen a lot of in the 2024 election is, like some down ballot races will have like what we'd expect from an election. A lot of the presidential elections, bird poop on a windshield. See that? See that bird poop on the windshield? That's a Russian tail. So in order to get the more of a swoop effect for his eyebrows, I just went in with a little bit of paint. I'm not planning on washing this possum very much, so hopefully like just plain old acrylic paint will be fine for our purposes, because really all that Pawpaw normally does is he sits behind me and he's an excellent backrest. That's why I made him this shape, because I didn't want another plushie that didn't really have a use or a function. So he is a back support possum. Pawpaw is Moonshine's familiar. There's a part of the campaign where people wear wimples and they put a wimple on Pawpaw, and it's hilarious. So I decided that my Pawpaw needed a wimple. Now this is very thrown together. Shh, don't look at it. But it's just a piece of paper. Oh no, not a piece of paper at all. Like this is a little bit loose. I tried to crochet it tightly, and then once I connected it all up, it's not as tight as I wanted it to be. But really, we just need it for the picture. So I made a structure to put the top veil piece on, and then I sewed a channel to put a wire through so that we could give it like a flying nun shape, because I thought that might be the funniest wimple that my possum could have. And I think it's pretty darn cute. So now the next question is, do I need like freckles and stuff? Because I feel like the answer is yes. A crick elf, which is just like a country elf. Problem being, as I mentioned, I have MCS and I no longer have any makeup because I had to throw it away because it makes me sick, because smells make me sick. when I painted the eyeshadow on the possum, I had to hold my breath and then run away while it dried. I don't have makeup. What I do have is some unsweetened cocoa powder, which is going to be a problem. Like, unnatural smells, very bad, make me very sick. Something like organic, like cocoa powder, shouldn't make me sick if I'm having an okay day, which I am. I'm having a pretty good day as far as my illness goes. What it will do is it will annoy me. It's going to be like if you are trying to get something done and you can hear the neighbor's radio playing a song that you don't like. It's going to be something that my brain won't be able to turn off. So I'm going to have to run from this to get the photos, and then I'll wash my face or take a shower if necessary because the smell is going to bother me. But I anticipated this, and I have everything set up downstairs, and I have my little camera remote, so I should be able to just turn on my basement lights in front of the green screen and take enough pictures that then I can be done. This video is sponsored by me and my good art. I just launched a fourth wall shop where you can buy prints of my art, which I've been doing Cattober. And last year when I did Cattober, I got to the end of the month and I felt like this is the best art I've ever done. Maybe I can start finally feeling like I can call myself an artist. And to be fair, I did some great art last year. Look at my good art that I did. But this year I'm doing Cattober and we're getting to the end, and I can confidently say this is the best art I've ever done. And I think I'm an artist. I think I might be an artist. So if you want to buy prints or even just check it out and tell me my art is good, it will make me happy, then you can do so. The link below at the Cozy Arts fourth wall shop. Thank you so much. And back to your regularly scheduled programming. So I have a brush that's just a little bit damp, and I am just rolling it in the cocoa powder and just plunking it on. Because I've got a big brush here, we're not going to get super detailed. Does it just make me look sick? I don't know, man. Oh, I don't know if I can put them on my nose. I think that's a little bit too close to my nose. Like, I'm not really smelling it so much when it's on my cheeks, but I don't know. I don't think I like this. This may have been a mistake. Another thing I could do that I haven't done in so long is I could give myself eyebrows. Oh, I miss giving myself eyebrows. I miss wearing just a little bit of mascara and drawing in my eyebrows because I've got very light eyebrows and very light eyelashes. So it was kind of necessary. This is going to be bad for me because I've sort of gotten used to my unmade face. I mean, I'm not going to be wearing this long enough to get used to this, but I don't know if I want to be reminded that I can look a little bit more acceptable. Although this is terrible. Like I don't think that cocoa powder with a paintbrush is the way. I don't think that's the way. Ooh, one of these is so like 2000s. Okay. I mean, they say sisters, not twins. I mean, cousins, not sisters, but whatever. These are like neighbors. No, they are like college roommates who are assigned by the college. That's awful. See, it has been like a decade since I have done my eyebrows, so I don't look good. All right. I know the clock is running on how long I can tolerate this stuff on my face, but I can't. I don't know if I'm just not used to myself with eyebrows or if it's the fact that cocoa powder is, no, the look, either way. Oh, but I do wish I had eyebrows. We don't got eyebrows, we just got tits. Okay. We'll try to put some freckles up on the top of my nose. This just looks like poop. No. I don't think this is the look. I think maybe we just don't ruin our day by putting cocoa powder on our face. I've given up on the cocoa powder. It looked real bad, and I don't want to smell something that doesn't even look good. So we're going to go downstairs, and I am going to take my pictures. We'll see what comes of it. Well, you'll see right now. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a happy Halloween. See you next time. Bye.